Welcome back to PlayStation Corner. My name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite digital deals across PSN stores covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now this one, it's any price goes, so if you want the cheaper side of things, check out Saturday's edition where I keep everything sub $10 or your local currency. As always then I do have a winner to announce for a $10 PSN gift card and another one to give away. Now all you need to do to enter, drop a comment down below and the winners, they'll be announced in next week's video. So without luck, hit subscribe, join our growing PlayStation family. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers at this point, so thank you all so much and let's get started. So before we do kick this off then, every single deal this week, it's a new all-time low price, meaning we've never seen better before, and that makes for a great sales week. So 3 games first then, because it is a new month, which means a new batch of PS Plus games, and we got WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which is honestly just a weak cartoon wrestler. It's covered in microtransactions and unlocks. Then we've got Black Ops 4, a love it or hate it title. I'm curious to see if the online community with that one spikes or not, as there is no single player campaign. And then finally the free PS5 title, that is A Plague Tale: Innocence. It's not a huge step forward, but it still gets a lot right in my opinion with this upgrade, and I will link the review that I dropped yesterday in the pinned comment down below. Alright, so on to the bulk of the deals, and first up we've got Yakuza Like a Dragon Hero Edition. We've seen this price on the base game before, but this Hero Edition, it adds a couple of bonus characters for the management mode and then a couple of extra jobs as well. These extras, honestly nothing to write home about, but it's a quality game as this takes the action RPG formula and spins it into a turn-based strategy. Now the new characters then, they're just great in this world. I'm a big fan of the series, it's as weird as it ever was, and it's now rocking 40% off. It's also got that free PS5 upgrade as well. Horror fans then, the Dark Pictures Anthology, it's here with 50% off, and this bundles together Little Hope, the most recent release in this series, as well as Man of Medan. If you've played Until Dawn, it's a very similar concept, think a cinematic horror experience that gives you control, but also uses cutscenes, kind of quick time events a whole lot, but these are great fun, especially in groups as you're kind of directing each other. Man of Medan though, it finds you on a haunted boat, while Little Hope, you're trapped in a town surrounded by fog. A new entry then launches later in the year as well. Driving fans, or even strategy fans to a certain extent, SnowRunner is fantastic and just incredibly unique. This is, yes, vehicle-based adventure, but it's all about calculated decisions, and you will be completing jobs in some of the hardest of environments to traverse, including snow, if the title did not give it away. Everything though from pickups to full-on tankers, it's a game where the tiniest of movements can be incredibly rewarding, and it's all really about calculated risk. It's 50% off, but it is different, so I will say at least check out a full review before you do dive in. Strategy fans then, Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus, it's a really good turn-based entry this one. It gets the world of Warhammer spot on, but it's the gameplay I enjoyed so much. It's small scale combat where you control individual soldiers, but then it combines it with some minor dungeon crawling where you need to choose what you do next, similar to the world of D&D. Throw in then a ton of customization, and it's Warhammer meets XCOM on a much smaller scale, but I found a whole lot to like. It's 60% off, I think that is more than a fair deal. Gods Will Fall then, and it's a rogue like this one where you lead a band of warriors into battle with an isometric viewpoint, and you need to take out a group of gods. Fail and die, and it basically refreshes with a whole new set of warriors and weapons that wash ashore. The combat's really satisfying with this one though, and I love the way when you explore this island you can basically face and go where you want to. That is completely up to you. I really like then the mythological Celtic theme as well. We just don't see it all that often, and it's here with 50% off. My pickups of the week then, meaning I can't necessarily recommend them, but maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. And first up I've got Warhammer Chaosbane Slayer Edition. Been waiting for the PS5 edition of this one to drop for a while. This is actually though the first ever sale with 67% off. Now I've played a little bit of it on the PS4. I'm not sure how big the upgrade here will be honestly, but I was a little annoyed there was no free upgrade path. This though, it's cheap enough now for me to take the gamble, and it's basically an action RPG, essentially a Diablo free clone, which isn't normally, a bad thing. Another one I'd consider a pickup then, just because I haven't invested a huge amount of time with it. I'm not even sure it's for me, honestly, at this point. But I played it on the Switch, and that game is Brigandine. It's a war strategy sim with a ton of content, so think map-based battles, squads, and just different phases of war. There's a ton of depth to this one, though. I'm not going to pretend I can explain it in a few sentences, so if you like the look of the trailer, I will say check out a review to get a real feel for it. This, though, it's a first-time sale with 30% off, and it's well loved, hence the shoutouts. The Surge 1 and 2 double pack then is here with 70% off. Now you can buy them individually, but it's going to cost you maybe a couple of bucks more. That is obviously if you already own one. But this brings together two what are solid Souls-like experiences with a futuristic setting. The first entry is the stronger of the two for me personally, but in the first you awake after an accident with an exoskeleton attached to you. It's off to war you go though, where nearly everyone wants to kill you. They've basically gone insane. And then the second, it's just kind of like a little bit more open world. If you like challenging combat though, you should definitely come here. Alright, so sci-fi fans, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is here with 45% off, but if you have PS Plus, you can up that discount to 55% off, so it is a little lower than what you're seeing at the top of the screen. This one though, it's an open world space combat adventure title. It looks incredible. I love the western style it plays into, you know, from the locations to the music, it's just awesome. But then the combat, the exploration, it's all reinforced with upgrades and side activities as well. It's good stuff and a little more arcade-like compared to something, think like, you know, Elite Dangerous. Captain Tsubasa, Rise of the New Champions then is one of the most unique football games going. It's not for everyone and it seems to divide audiences, but you're basically combining arcade-like football with a whole lot of anime. The action on the field though, it's simplistic, you full on basically trying to destroy each other, but the visuals I really like, they're great, and as someone who's never experienced the anime, I really enjoyed its story moments, as over the top as it is. We're now taking it near budget though with 67% off. So our penultimate game of the week then, also a love it, hate it kind of experience, but Godfall. PS5 only this one, or at least until the PS4 edition releases in August, but it's an action RPG experience, and it's one of the first games I picked up for my PS5, and there's no question it is a great looking game. It's shallow for sure, but it's still a looker. For what it is though, I honestly enjoyed it. You know, there's some fun combat to be found, the characters, they are varied, and then there's a whole lot of loot as well. Just don't come here expecting the world though, come here, shut your brain off, and I think you can have fun with this 50% drop. It was definitely overpriced at launch, this one, there's no question about that. So our winner of the week then, it's going to Brian, who highlighted Fallen Order is going into the backlog, which was for sure a popular pick last week, and one of the best Star Wars adventure experiences we've had in a long time. Congrats so Brian, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. So our final game of the week then, Persona 5 Strikers, is now rocking 35% off, and this is officially my favourite kind of Dynasty Warriors spin-off out there, because instead of leaning into the hack and slash combat it's kind of known for, it leans instead into Persona first and foremost, with just a ton of story, character development, and the road trip setting is just a great way to revisit these characters. Then the combat, it's as over the top as ever, but it's the way it's handled that I like. It's not constant, rather you actually crawl dungeons, and if you touch an enemy then the battles kick in. It looks flashy as hell though, and I'm a big fan of this one. I didn't have high hopes going in, and yeah, I just had an absolute blast. And that's another week down. If you've watched this far, thank you all so much. As I said at the beginning of the video, we are quickly approaching 5,000 subscribers, so that is incredible, means a whole lot to me. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, join our growing PlayStation family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.